Chapter 57. Beast Unchained. Date 3380. Second quarter, Iron Confederacy and Goblin Chiefdom's border. The chief was barely containing the beast, and yet he lunged after Roderick. The silver wolf thrashed beneath him, chains rattling against polished armor foam dripping from its muzzle. Roderick deflected the spear with his shield, the impact sending vibrations up his arm. He gave the order.
Take out the remaining. I can manage this. I was reserving my stamina for this moment.
He dropped the shield and drew another sword. Twin blades flashed in the firelight as he started to dance with dual swords, deflecting the chief's spear and getting inside his reach. Steel sang against steel, sparks flying with each parry. Demir pointed others to follow Roderick's command, but he entered the duel. Now Demir came eye to eye with the beast. The wolf's golden eyes burned with fury and intelligence. Up close, the creature was massive muscles rippling beneath silver fur that shimmered like moonlight on water. Its armor gleamed seamless plates, probably dwarf-made. The magical collar around its neck pulsed with sickly green light, and leather saddle straps bit deep into its sides, chafing the proud animal's hide. Demir circled wide, watching Roderick press the attack. The commander moved with lethal grace blades, weaving a pattern of steel that forced the chief to retreat. But the wolf was the real threat. Every lunge, every snap of its jaws could crush bone. Every swipe of its clawed paws could disembowel. A useless plan formed in Demir's mind. Free the beast. Turn this monster against its captors. Every chance he got, he tried to cut saddle parts. His dull sword hacked at leather straps, scraping against buckles. The wolf snarled and snapped at him, but its attention was split between defending its rider and fighting its own chains. Demir dodged a bite that would have taken his arm off, rolled under a claw swipe, and came up slashing at the girth strap. Leather parted with a snap. The saddle shifted. The chief roared in alarm, gripping tighter with his knees. Roderick seized the opening and drove both blades toward the goblin's exposed side, forcing him to block desperately with the spear shaft. Demir hacked again. Another strap gave way. The saddle slipped further. When it was worn enough, Demir smashed his sword against the magical chains. Sparks flew, arcane energy crackling along the blade. The wolf went frantic. It thrashed and twisted, fangs bared, eyes wild. With a roar that shook the ground, it freed itself from the rest of the containments and threw the chief to the floor. The goblin hit hard, rolling across mud and ash. The silver wolf didn't hesitate. It bolted toward the woods, a streak of silver vanishing into darkness. Roderick pointed his sword at the downed chief. The chief scrambled to his feet, blood dripping from a gash on his arm. His eyes burned with hatred.
"You'll pay. We will eat your corpses."
He drew a strange, intricate, pulsing metal device from his purse and threw it toward Roderick. Roderick tried to stop it, but it detonated mid-air. Magical rays and explosions spurted toward Roderick, searing light and crackling energy erupting in a wave of destruction. Adram, in a split second, tried to materialize a shield to protect Roderick, but the blast was too powerful. The explosion hurled Roderick backward. He crashed into the dirt, armor, smoking skin blistered where the magical fire touched. The smell of burnt flesh filled the air. Adram started blasting the chief with ice arrows. Others joined with arrows and thrown knives. When the chief could no longer see the coming attacks through the hail of projectiles, Sin jumped and took his hand with the cleaver. Timmy lunged with the spear. The rest pummeled down onto him and killed the chief as a group. Adram rushed to Roderick. Bomb residue was burning the surface. It touched, leaving charred marks across his chest and arms.
"It's a magical bomb. Healing potions can't help it. We have to take him to the settlement. Only Priestess Nea can heal him."
His voice urgent.
"Take the horses from the cart. We will pull the cart after looting."
Roderick waved his hand, talked hardly.
Splitting is too risky.
The pain was visible in every strained word, every labored breath.
"Ardrum, don't listen to him. Take the horses. We can return by walking,"
she said firmly. After they sent Roderick and Ardram away with the horses, they started looting everything. But Demir's mind was in a constant state of thoughts. I can't keep trying to make the same stupid sword. I need to learn. For the whole night, they gathered and piled everything at the camp center. Marco wore his glasses without giving away his advantage, keeping good gear for a mage to himself.
Demir, you see this robe? D-grade. It has 20% bonus to fire damage. Hehehe. When we return to the basin, I will treat you to a deer steak.
I am not coming.
What do you mean you're not coming?
I need to get better. I couldn't cut elites without charged attacks. I need better gear.
Look, that sword is better than what you made. Take it.
He said, pointing to a weapon in the pile.
Nah. I need way stronger. I am going back to Bravik. I will stay there as long as I can make something better than this, then I can come back to the basin.
Sin approached his old cheer, seeming to come back. He came close to Demir and put his arm around his shoulder.
What's going on? You keeping the best ones to yourselves?
He looked at Demir with genuine warmth.
This guy saved my life again.
Well, you saved mine. I guess we are even.
When did I save yours?
He started laughing. Timmy brought some new loot to the pile.
I found these leather scraps and metal ingots inside the chief's tent. Seem rare.
Demir looked at them. They were nothing like what he'd worked with at Brovik's. These looked next tier, something he needed to evolve his crafts along with his forging skills.
I need to take these with me.
To where?
Hear this. He wants to go to the secluded valley again to Bravik's.
Why?
I want to learn more about crafting. Sorry, guys. This is the journey I must take alone. You return with the group. I will be at the basin a couple weeks later.
Demir picked up what Timmy found from the chief's tent and went to Marvin.
I guess you are the highest rank now. I am taking these raw materials. There are no crafters at the settlement. Is it okay?
Marvin looked around.
I guess I am the highest, but we'll talk about splitting loot at the settlement.
I am not coming. I am not coming.
Why?
I am returning back to my master for learning better crafting.
Demir, you saw dwarves are in on it with goblins. You can't go back there.
Secluded Valley residents aren't okay with goblins, and in fact, most dwarves aren't either. It's their prince doing it to stay on top.
Your choice. I guess then you can take whatever you want and leave. I hope you come back to the settlement in one piece.
She smiled and gave Demir a hug. When releasing the hug, she kissed his cheek.
Goodbye.
Demir blushed.
Well, I'm not leaving now in the middle of the night. I will rest tonight and leave in the morning.
Marvin threw a punch at his shoulder.
You, Mother, why are you so dramatic then?
Chapter 58, New Paths. Date, 3:30 Su 8/8. Second quarter, Chalice Theocracy.
Open it already.
His tail swishing impatiently.
Shut up. I am opening.
Guys, keep it down.
The interface flickered to life-glowing text materializing in the air before him. Name, Aris Orvelis level, 21. Timer, 10,01253. Race, human, 10% bonus to all stats, XP 107215. In the right corner were titles. Adept Cantor, 3 Tier 1 healing spell slots, 2 out of 3 1 Tier 2 spell slot, 1 out of 1 +2, Manifest +2, Resonance Curing, Touch RP points, 7 out of 7 Tier 2, Light Missile RP points, 5 out of 5 Tier 1 Minor Shield RP points, 5 out of 5 Tier 1. Dabbler Alchemist, Tier 1, Potion Crafting Chance, 20%. Tier 2 Potion Crafting Chance, 5%. Tier 3 Potion Crafting Not Available, +1. Endeavor +1 Harvest. Reader Step to Scholarly Mind. +2 Insight. Learning increased 10%. Lucky Apprentice. Double each luck-based content. Luck spent 358 out of 1,000. Luck-based content can't be lower than 5%. Blood Initiate. Sacrifice your health to gain power. NW points, 5. Reach 100 for local legend. Echo, 3 captured Echo, 2 created Echo, 1.
Look, you filled it to level 20 and accumulated in that dungeon nearly level 15 again. If you continue to get XP, then what is the stone gathering?
That's my line. What is it gathering? Plus my 4 years of XP will vanish tomorrow.
Don't worry, you can gather again. You guys have nearly 3 months before the next dungeon.
You guys are missing what's important. He combined spells and increased its tier. Look.
It indicated the Healing Cure skill now had 7 out of 7 marking.
Son of a, because it increased, tier charging increased as well.
Yeah, but you are probably near a title upgrade. It will lower again.
Also, your Templar-specific skills won't show at level 21. You should charge that stone more.
I know.
Okay, it's enough. Leave now. Don't come near me for a while. I am under surveillance. Go study somewhere else.
The where?
I don't know. Go to the basement, where the potion brewing kid died. I sent the key with the fox. Scram now.
Aris and Fox left Lyra at the library and started walking to the dorm.
She is on edge.
Yeah, she normally tries to act carefree savior, but something must have happened.
It will turn up.
As they were walking up to the first-year dorm, John Soulsore was waiting at the entry. He waved and came near to talk in the corridor where moonlight came through the glasses.
Congrats on passing the second dungeon. I heard you saved your beast friend.
Aris hissed, and the fox was growling. Aris made a gesture for Fox to go ahead to the dorm.
Yeah, no thanks to you or your camaraderie.
Come on, don't act like that.
Act like what? You thought I had insane potential, but when you realized I was falling behind, you didn't help me or team me up with someone like Kalen who could have had my back, but you just left me to deal with it on my own.
We had odd numbers.
Seamus has halfling blood. He could have found a buddy from his mother's side as well. I could have died. Heck, if it wasn't for Oric's resilience, I was dead. He jumped in front of a beast to save me. He almost died.
You are being dramatic. The weak get eliminated in this academy and you passed. Stop acting like a kid.
I am no kid and I don't buy this. We are unified shit. I will surpass any human or fae caught in this stupid doctrine. And I hope you'll live to see me after your 5th dungeon.
Your funeral, kid. You don't want to take humans as your enemy too.
With a threatening look, he left. Aris was fuming inside but didn't know what to do. He knew some storylines created by game designers affected Chalice's system, but they'd had 4 years, and instead of breaking what was created, they were still serving it. I should have played low and not made any decisions, he said to himself. But in the end, he was kind of happy leaving stupid sects. Even humans would probably see him as irregular as well, like the Fae did. Aris entered his dorm. Fox was looking at him with questioning eyes, but Aris wasn't going to discuss important matters in the dorm with dorm friends present. He saw both empty beds. Kalen had transferred to an all-human room, and Oren Silfsong was hurt badly and sleeping at the infirmary. The remaining roommates congratulated Aris. Aris responded with the same enthusiasm. Auric came near him.
Do you have something going on with that woman?
Which woman?
Come on. The pretty Fae librarian?
I know. What are you talking about?
I mean, you're always near her, talking to her.
She is helping me get better. What do you mean pretty? She is way older than us. She's like 30.
50.
Nah, man. She's really pretty. Fae doesn't show their age. If I didn't have an arranged fiancé at the village, I would be all over that.
Aris laughed.
Dude, you are a wolf. She is Fae.
Then, Aris remembered Lyra probably turned into Wolfkin too. He imagined the two of them together, almost barfed at the idea.
So you also don't mix people?
No, man, I didn't mean it that way. I don't care. Go for it. Her book recommendations help me merge skills. If you read some instead of knife practice, you could have learned more spells.
Nah, spells aren't my thing. I just learned enough to be a Templar. I will use my potential to build up head-severing skills.
He made pass through his hand, through his neck. With that, conversations turned to more school stuff and gossip. When roommates shouted, "It's after dungeon rest already, we have to sleep," they dissolved into their beds. Aris was making actual friends in this world, all from different races and permanent residents of this universe, but crucial to Aris's survival both physically and mentally. Chapter 59. Lost and Found. Date: 30-30-80. Second quarter. Iron Confederacy borders. Demir woke stiff and restless, the taste of ash still in his mouth from the battle the night before. The others were already stirring some packing gear, others nursing wounds. Roderick had been carried away in the night by Ardrum with horses, the burn residue across his body making it impossible for him to march. The camp smelled of iron and smoke, and though the loot pile shimmered with steel and leather under the false sun of Ethyros, Demir's eyes were elsewhere, east toward the secluded valley. He slung the bundle of rare ingots and scraps across his back, the weight biting into his shoulders. He adjusted his worn shield, strapped the crude E-rank sword at his hip, and straightened. This was it. He had said his goodbyes already. Time to leave. And so he set off. For all of 30 minutes, the crunch of boots on gravel stopped as he realized he had no bloody idea where he was going. Trees hemmed him in their crooked branches, all too familiar, yet somehow completely alien. The hills folded into each other without mercy, and he couldn't tell north from south. He stood there staring at the landscape as if it might kindly rearrange itself into a road map, with a curse muttered to no one. Demir turned back. His proud, lone departure ended with him walking back into camp before they had even finished tightening saddle straps. The first to notice was Marvin. She sat sharpening an arrowhead, and when her blue eyes flicked up to see him trudging back, mud still clinging to his boots, she snorted so loudly it drew attention.
Back already? Changed your mind?
She said, smirking. Demir's ears burned red. He waved his free hand, almost tripping over a tent rope.
No, just realized, I don't exactly know the road.
The camp erupted. Even Grim Sin cracked a reluctant grin, and Timmy doubled over with laughter. A few of the heavy shield men clapped each other on the shoulder, shaking their heads.
Brave warrior bane of elites, slayer of bears master craftsman, doesn't know which way is east.
She whistled low. Demir muttered, though his lips twitched with reluctant amusement. He was humiliated, yes, but in that moment, hearing their laughter instead of screams, seeing joy instead of grief, it almost felt like a victory.
I know east, but the secluded valley has a different route.
Marco finally strolled up, carrying a small bundle of bread in one hand.
Let me guess. You didn't come back for directions. You came back for these.
He dug into his pocket and held out the appraisal glasses, their brass frame catching the light.
Honestly, I've got no use for them anymore. You want them?
Ymir blinked.
No, I mean yes, but that's not why I came back. I really lost my way.
Marco chuckled and pressed the glasses into his hand anyway.
Take them. And listen, you'll want to follow the spine of the northern hills until the trees thin out. There's a dry riverbed. It curves east. Stay in it 2 days, then climb the ridge where the stones look like broken teeth. That'll lead you toward your dwarf valley. Brovik won't be hard to find once the smoke of his forge fills your nose.
Demir nodded grateful. He slid the glasses into his pack, bowed once to Marco, and ignoring the snickers and grins still chasing him, turned heel and left a second time. This time, he didn't look back. The land stretched out before him in rolling waves of green and gray. The artificial sun above burned bright but gave no warmth, a cruel imitation of the real thing. Demir trudged on, pack-heavy sword knocking against his thigh. His boots crunched through dry leaves and brittle soil, and with every step he tried to picture Brovik's weathered face, the dwarf's patient gruffness guiding his hammer strikes. By noon, his shoulders ached. Sweat rolled down into his beard, stinging his eyes. He stopped only long enough to sip stale water and chew on a strip of dried meat. Loneliness weighed heavier than his pack. The noise of camp, the laughter, the bickering, even Marco's whining was gone. The forest hummed with cicadas whispering with unseen birds, but none of it was human. Then he saw it. At the edge of the ridge, standing like a silver shadow, the giant wolf. The same one from the goblin camp, the beast he had freed from saddle and chain. Its fur shimmered like frost under moonlight, its amber eyes locked on him. For a moment, Demir's heart stopped. Was it hunting him? Was this repayment for its freedom or punishment for daring to cut it loose? The wolf tilted its head, ears pricked, then turned and loped back into the trees, silent as fog. Demir exhaled only when it vanished. He forced himself onward, but every rustle of leaves set his nerves on edge. More than once he glimpsed it again, always in the distance, never close enough to threaten, but never gone. Stalking? Or simply watching? That evening he made camp by a half-collapsed oak, its trunk hollowed by rot. He gathered sticks, lit a small fire, and gnawed the last of his rations. The forge hammer was gone, the comfort buff house gone, Brovik's voice gone. All he had was the rhythmic clang in memory, echoing like a heartbeat. He turned the rare ingots over in his hands, their strange sheen catching firelight. If he could learn them, master them, maybe next time his blade wouldn't bounce uselessly off an elite's armor.
Next time. I'll be ready.
He whispered, staring at the flames. But doubt gnawed. Could he, without skill? The forest answered only with the snap of branches. Demir lay down on the cold ground shield, propped by his side, sword unsheathed. The false stars blinked overhead, static and artificial. He longed for the real night sky, The one that shifted that breathed. Sleep came slow, full of twitching dreams, the barking, low guttural close. His eyes flew open. The fire had burned to embers. Shadows moved beyond the tree-line, four-legged swift. Wolves, real ones, lean and feral, their eyes glowing red in the dim. He sat up, fast shield raised. The growls closed in, and then a shape loomed, not fur, not wolf. A goblin, creeping with spear lifted, high teeth bared in a crooked grin. It had waited for the mutated beasts to harry him, circling him like prey before stepping in for the kill. The point of the spear glinted only a heartbeat from driving down. Demir's heart thundered. He barely had time to lift his blade. Chapter 60, Diverging Roads. Date, 33080, second quarter. Chalice Theocracy. Bells tolled across the academy, their clear chime rolling through the stone corridors like a call to arms rather than to class. The echoes mingled with the murmur of students' boots scuffing marble floors, polished smooth by centuries of footsteps. Auric and Aris walked side by side, their uniforms still faintly marked with the stains of dungeon soot and healing salve. The corridors smelled faintly of incense and iron, a mix of prayer and battle.
Aris, why are humans also looking at you like Fae do?
I kind of broke up with them.
Not wise. You can't make two factions your enemy.
I know. I am not an idiot, but they started it.
They sat in the class. The lecture hall was half-empty benches scattered with students who bore the marks of their recent trials. Some looked happy faces, flushed with pride and relief. Others were injured bandages wrapped around arms and heads, poultices pressed to bruised ribs. 2 students weren't present. Their seats remained empty, a silent testament to failure or worse. Teacher Mayazana Silvermeadow congratulated the passers of Dungeon 2. She stood at the front of the hall, her halfling frame, small but commanding robes of silver and white catching the light from high windows. She explained this year's students were now down to 92. Then she started explaining the next 3 months would be both evaluation and preparation for the 3rd dungeon.
The evaluation will be conducted by placing you into rankings. As you know, you now have to divide whether you take the priest route or the Templar route. Those who wish to be scribes have to take priest classes. Those who wish to be inquisitors have to take Templar classes. Diverging into edge professions will be tied to your work.
She paused, letting the information sink in.
As for power ranking, regardless of your choosing, you will all face each other in duels and get points based on your victories. The first 30 students have a chance of picking anyone below first 30. That way, the strong cannot form strong parties.
Murmurs rippled through the class. Some students exchanged worried glances. Others leaned forward with interest.
The 3rd dungeon requires 3 people, and you can use potions along with your weapons.
Halfling Navir raised her hand.
Priest Silver Meadow, if we are down to 92, one party will be 2 then?
She waved it off.
Don't worry about that. Just study and work hard. You will be in good parties.
Priest Maizana showed which classes would now provide Templar training and which would be for priests. The list appeared on a chalkboard behind her names of instructors and course schedules written in neat script. Aris was in deep thought. Auric was strong enough to get in the top 30, but if he worked hard and entered the top 30, that meant separating and entering an unknown party. But giving up the top 30 was out of the question.
I guess we'll be in different classes tomorrow. I gave my word not to kick your ass hard when we face each other,
he said with a teasing grin. Aris was in deep thought. He didn't give an answer to the teasing.
Hey, don't worry, man. You'll be all right,
he said more seriously.
No, not that. I think I'll take Templar classes, and later become an Inquisitor.
Auric's eyes widened.
You know what they do, right? I don't mean to offend, but you don't have the stomach to become an Inquisitor.
We'll see.
Aris didn't want to serve Chalice as an Inquisitor, but their spell variations intrigued him, and he wanted to learn as much as possible before his eventual escape from this cult of a school.
You're always surprising, man.
Maizana spoke again.
Before you go, consider that with the sheer amount of matches every other day, you'll face nearly 4 opponents. Stock up on recovery potions, both healing and stamina.
I don't have money for that.
Same.
Aris made a plan. After the classes, he went to the woods behind the academy, hoping to find creatures to gather XP. Since he now had ways of transferring XP to the stone and receiving it back even for a day, that meant he didn't have time to slack off. Every quiet day was eating levels from the future. Fox was walking beside him, but at last protested.
What the heck are we looking for?
Aris spotted a rat and sent light missiles to hit, but missed the running creature.
Hey, what are you doing?
I am looking for creatures nearby to get XP.
Oh, from rats?
I am looking for other things, but these woods are pretty sterile.
Yeah, no shit. It's almost inside the city.
Then how am I going to get XP? Should I leave the academy? But then where am I going to capture echoes?
Kid, didn't you make potions with Master Nebel?
Yeah, why?
I mean, those should give XP, right?
Do they? I mean, I already have the title. I could try.
That afternoon, Aris gathered every herb he remembered working with Master Nebel. The woods behind the academy, though sparse of monsters, held a surprising variety of plants. He knelt in the dirt, fingers working through soil and roots, plucking stems and leaves with care.
These are for minor healing. This and this can cure disease. These can make poison. This is for minor explosives.
He muttered to himself, sorting them into piles.
Stat potion. Remember at the initiation ceremony, Lyra gave me a stat potion? I wonder, can I make that?
Fox tilted his head, ears perked forward.
That would be something. But aren't those rare? I mean, if you could just brew stat potions, everyone would do it.
Yeah, but maybe there's a recipe somewhere. Or maybe Nebu knows.
He stood brushing dirt from his knees. His pack was heavy with gathered herbs, stems poking out at odd angles.
I'll ask Lyra when she's not being watched.
They headed back toward the academy as the full sun began to dip toward the horizon, painting the sky in artificial oranges and reds. Aris's mind churned with possibilities. Duels, potions, XP grinding the witness stone spell combinations. So many paths forward, so many ways to grow stronger. But first, he needed to survive the ranking battles. And for that, he needed every advantage he could scrape together.